with death and madness awaiting nearly every corner of this corporation. Yuppie Psycho is infused with a lot of horror occult themes, spliced with the drudgery of the daily grind climbing that corporate ladder. Let's talk about how we can get you climbing that corporate ladder, and don't mind any of the occult stuff along the way. So in Yuppie Psycho, you play as Brian Pasternak, who received a job offer letter from the biggest world conglomerate Sintra Corp. This is a very prestigious opportunity for Brian, and one he was curious to find out why it was offered to him at all, being of a super average education, and also of a lower class than is expected to work in the big city. Soon he finds that this job at Sintra Corp hired him for may not be the right fit for him. It's an opportunity of a lifetime, but it's almost guaranteed to be a very short life, with death and madness awaiting nearly every corner of this corporation. Yuppie Psycho is infused with a lot of horror occult themes, spliced with the drudgery of the daily grind climbing that corporate ladder, and the pervasive class discrimination of this world. As Brian, you go through the game solving various context-dependent puzzles, hiding from mind-bending occult-like horrors, and connecting clues from conversations with other Sintra Corp employees about the witch that has cursed the company. There's plenty of humor and quirky characters to meet in this game, and its pixel-style graphics lend itself well to the cartoony, lighthearted daily office life that can also portray some of the creepy, bloody mystery vibes that the game is filled with. The contrast it creates is quite appealing. The game primarily feels like a point-and-click adventure where paying attention to detail and picking up various things for use later will be key to progressing through the game. You do get a somewhat limited supply of save points as well because it's tied to an inventory item that can be used for other things, but I've never found it to be too restrictive. But if you are the type to save often, you can certainly run out of this material quickly. Some of the horror survival gameplay elements can be daunting at first, but most of it can be overcome by paying attention to some of the conversations and using your inventory wisely. Sometimes experimenting with what you have as well. The biggest frustration, as is common with games of this type, is not knowing how to progress past a certain point, either by not paying attention to the clues, or a sudden difficulty spike that makes you use too many limited inventory items. There's also a certain level of deduction and experimentation with items that isn't straightforward, but I never found it to be too big of an obstacle. The sound, by the way, is amazing. If you've played Valhalla, this game has the same composer, and it doesn't hit the same highs as that game, but I think that what's in here is a treat for the ears and very matching in tone to the 80s office horror mystery. Yuppie Psycho climbs up that corporate ladder with a score of 8. For what it is, it's an enjoyable, lighthearted 80s horror-themed mystery, and it delivers. It's got fun, quirky characters and conversations, nice detailed pixel art that can convey some of the occult creepiness, and great sound design. Check it out. There's a bloody good time in there somewhere. It is a mystery after all, so talk to you guys later.